and welcome to House Rolls. Today we are enjoying some guest company from Lady. Say hi!
Hi, I'm LittleLadyMayhem. Nice to meet you guys.
And we are, we're just having some new people kind of guest on our show, as some of you are aware. And with that, we'll kind of get started today.
Wait, real quick, like, where is she in the overlay? Is this the right direction to point?
No, point, yes, straight
right?
that direction.
All right, when we get like really epic, I'll be like, "What do you mean?"
Oh my gosh. Look the other way, lady, and then you're good.
Oh.
We both gotta look left? How does that work?
That's how my screen is. But anyways, let's see. Last where we left you guys, you had gotten onto the ship. You had converted it from just a regular seafaring ship to the first sky ship, or whatever you might call it, as one has not been seen since before the Cataclysm. You guys are roughly 2.5 centuries after the Great Cataclysm, and as such, there's some magic kind of lying about that is highly advanced as compared to what is normally available in the current societies. You guys had crafted this situation of a ship. I don't even know what to call it, other than that its name is the Surgeon. And you had started getting out to sea. You had done so, though, by using a necromantic engine that converts bones into a fuel source, which then allows the ship to fly. You had done so with the assistance of some vampires, or rather, one vampire in particular, who had decided to accompany you on your travels. And as you got out to sea, you started the engine, it lifted off the ground, and you figured out these bones are going to be consumed a lot faster than you originally thought. And in order for this ship to be powered enough to fly over top of the mainland toward Ugnet, which is the ultimate goal, you were going to have to get quite a few more bones to get there. However, before you even could think about that, in the middle of the night, you had a number of winged elves, 7 in total, kind of landing. The first one at the front with a deep bronze skin and a little bit of a coily mohawk in black down the back, looking vaguely familiar to one of you in particular. The individual had pointed at the engine, strapped to the mast and the runes that lay about the ship in order to facilitate the magic, and had called it an abomination and had demanded you relinquish it. From here, Lucian, what would you like to do? You're muted.
I was speaking and it wasn't working. When you're saying vaguely familiar, are you referring to me and I just did not pick up on what you were saying last session?
He does bear some resemblance to August. Even down to the same wing shade, back before August's wings were hacked off.
Oof. Now, what did he say?
He pointed to the engine at the center of the mast and basically said, "What are you doing with this abomination?"
I believe you just landed on this ship without invitation, which could be considered a hostile action. Perhaps you should explain yourself first.
I think you all should explain yourselves. This is quite the issue you're using, a necromantic energy source. Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea where this comes from? What cultures?
I believe we found it on a ship, not to be sarcastic, but we took out that ship and put it on this ship, and now we're using it.
At this point, you can see that off to the side, Tower, Esmeralda, and Adira all kind of pinch over and like clutch their heads as like a massive headache of some sort takes over. They kind of hit the deck and are just kind of crawling about on the ground, unable to really fully facilitate themselves.
What did you just do?
We haven't done anything.
Really? Just 3 people of this crew just collapsed as soon as you've shown up.
Sounds like you take poor care of your crew.
Is there an island nearby, or these just guys showed up?
You guys sailed for a few hours out to sea, so you guys are actually not hyper close to any sort of mainland. There is no islands. They just kind of are out, came out of the sky. Well, I believe it's time we take your, whatever you call this.
I believe that's, that action would be called, thievery. It would be stealing.
Good thing we're bandits, then. And at that point, like, a couple of them stretch out over and start to, like, grapple a few of them into holds, a few of the crewmates into holds. All of them are kind of trapped except for Lilith, who kind of comes out, and obviously they aren't really bothering with the 3 people on the ground. Lucian, what would you like to do?
Dang it, I don't have suggestion yet. Alright, fine. Let's play a game. I win, and you leave with all your little friends. And you never come back. Sound good?
What check do you want? Persuasion, or is that like the nicest intimidation check I've ever seen?
I guess it's
Or
I
bluff?
guess it's intimidation. I was just saying, yeah, leave and we'll play a game. I win, you leave forever and never come back. Sound good?
Do you have any idea who we are?
No, that's why I'm asking you to leave.
He kind of like looks around, and you see that he looks at his comrades for a bit, and then his eyes linger over Tower, who kind of turns up, and his face kind of briefs, and he looks over. What? Here's the thing. We can overpower you instantly, but I am curious what your business is, especially with that one. And points over to Sapphire. Yeah, go for it.
Insight check, please. Yep. 18.
18. As you take a look at this individual, you definitely catch the flash of recognition in his eyes as he stares at Sophiathan/Tower. I would also say with an 18, you're able to tell there's a softening in the eyes. So there is an inward kindness, if not one that is extended outward yet.
That one? Well, that would be the ship's captain. You currently have captive. But for me, I'm here as a passenger.
And where are you going, especially with this kind of magic?
Calvin.
Tell you what, and at that point you hear this rip through space as there's this just tumbling of some kind of winged mount through, and you could see a number of prismatic feathers tinted with gold. This long beak on a long neck, almost swan-like, of a creature just comes diving out of this brief tear through space. And on top of it is an individual. Lady, would you like to describe your character?
I would. Well, on top of this creature, you see an interesting sight of a woman. You see smooth, dark brown skin that seems to sparkle slightly in the direct light, like specks of stars against the night sky. You see her thick jet black hair blowing as it cascades down to her hips with threads of multicolored yarn woven in the coil-like strands.
Mm.
And what the most distinguishing features you see are her eyes that settle on you. Black sclera and ruby irises with slit pupils. And you see a crown of intertwining thorns and bone that begins from her temples and wraps around her head, and a tattoo that encompasses her whole neck and goes down into the sternum. And her long red tattered robe flows behind her.
Mm. With the tattered robe kind of settling in this gust of wind that has just come from this portal, the portal shrinks shut, and you have this massive bird-like creature that has just rammed through this individual you were talking to. He just absolutely like laid out in front of them on the floor, looks up at you, kind of blows a little bit of hair that is drooped over lengthwise out of his face, looks over towards you. What the hell?
Oh, did I surprise you?
Where'd the bird go?
The bird's still there, just like kind of lying on top of him. He's like prone underneath the creature.
I don't suppose Lucian knows what this bird is. Does Michael know what this bird is?
Michael knows, yes, if
Okay,
you
I
want.
thought so.
I would say, I mean, you have pretty good intelligence, if I recall correctly. You could roll an Arcana check if you wanted, or history.
History's better. 23.
23. You would know that this creature is called a Volantor, and that it's a almost a feathered draconic-like being that has the ability to communicate telepathically and is an interplanar species of creature. It freely moves between the planes.
Well, that was unexpected. Quite a few things happening at the moment. Is she with you? And I'll point at the winged elf.
No. I've no clue who this person is.
Right. So now there are two parties of people who are unwelcome on their ship. The day keeps getting better.
Would you move your beast off of me?
Muted.
It's the mute button today. She will just look down at him. I think I like you where you are.
I like her.
Great.
Well. So, you're the leader, you're indisposed, and all of your men are now gripping my crew. So, I think I am at the advantage here, and I'll put my foot on his neck. Tell your friends to let the crew go.
At ease. And all of them kind of release. You hear the clattering of a few weapons banging on different pieces of armor of your crew.
Now, I'll help him up. Now we can be a little more civil.
You kind of like... You help him by like pulling him out from underneath the weight of this creature. So it's very much like he's taking it and like equally muscling with you, like like it's very grunty and unpleasant, and it's not a pretty getting up, but you're able to kind of do so. Unless Meredith, you would like to take this time to like command your beast.
Yeah, I would. I just kind of ruffle their feathers, and I whisper something in its ear and abyssal.
Ooh. A few whispers in a language you don't quite understand, and the talon from underneath just goes and creates almost this cage-like effect, creating just enough space for your hands to continue to meet and clasp each other, but the winged elf is still contained firmly within.
Alright, fine. Well, I guess... Sorry, I'll have to put our conversation on pause. Anyway, who are you?
I turn. You can call me Thornheart. Meredith, I guess. If it suits you.
Meredith. And why are you here? Are you also here to rob me? Oh, the ship?
I look at them and eye them up and down. No. But I am after this one.
What the hell do you want with me?
One of your people took something of mine.
Of course we did. Mind clarifying?
A ring. Very special. It's gold. And it's an insignia on it. I want it back.
Alright, well, if you want us to have even a chance to look at it, you're gonna have to let us go so we can go try and find it.
Are they lying to me?
Go for it. Go for it. Make an insight check.
That is a 17.
You catch, he is very outside of his comfort zone. This is not a normal day of banditry. And he's seen a few things. Like, you can definitely, like, even just in, like, looking at his hair, like, he has a few specks of gray throughout. Like, he's definitely an older elf. You know, still is as fine as ever with an elvish complexion. But you can see that there's some age and some wisdom there. And he is at the point where he's like, all right, I'm gonna try to help. I have no the clue fuck where this ring is, but maybe we can find it somewhere and help.
Okay. So they do have the intention of trying,
Yes.
at least. Okay.
Yes. For now.
Okay. And I will just, like, lean a little closer, as I'm, like, peering down at them. Okay. I trust your word. But, and I will have my creature kind of grip a little tighter in his talons. But if you're lying to me, I will rip you to shreds and feed it to my lovely friend here. All right.
Understood.
I lean up and kind of pet my creature so it can back up.
The talons ching, release. You can hear the friction of the claws releasing from the wood, a little bit of creaking thereafter. Just enough space for him to kind of like slink out from underneath. Brushes off his armor and kind of pats down a few of his vestments. All right. See, you've got your ride.
Cool. Great. So you're getting off the ship, both of you now, right?
Well,
Actually, hold on. Hold on. Tilt my head. You look slightly familiar. What's your name?
He takes a moment to look at you. You look oddly familiar as well. The other bandits are kind of like looking at this point. They're very intrigued. This is like, what the fuck is going on? Like watching a movie. If they could have popcorn. But the central elf kind of looks to you. My name is Gaiam.
Gaiam. I am Lucian.
Wait. And he looks over at Tower. And he looks back at you. Well, it means more than one of you got out.
Yes, I suppose we did. What connection do you have with the Baron, then? Or do you just know stories?
The Baron wrested my daughter away from me and my now past wife.
Your daughter?
And then saw fit to chop her wings off.
And you... How'd you know that?
It was a long time ago, a couple of years, but
I'm very, very familiar.
let's say I'm good at hiding. Being unseen when I want to be. Kept around, looking for information to gather. And then teamed up with a few other disgruntled, shall we say, guardians. And that went to shit after we broke him out. And points towards Tower.
Huh. Well,
Last I heard, you were taken in at an older age. And, if memory serves, there was something between you and you can see this, like, distaste, as he says the next word, between you and August. Was not her name, but you would know her as.
she's my sister, and she was probably the closest friend I had. She's no longer with us.
You can see the demeanor change as he takes this deep inhale in and he looks to you and walks towards you intently. What did you say?
She's no longer with us.
I need a persuasion check from you.
Okay. This guy's name again, what was it?
Gaiam.
Gaia.
G-A-I-A-M.
I actually spelled it right.
Hey!
9 persuasion.
9 persuasion. Right. And why would you be telling me a lie like that? What purpose does that have? What game are you playing?
Why would I tell a lie?
That's the question I just asked.
So you'd question me, who got out by myself. I just told you that your daughter was my closest friend, and I watched her die in my arms, and you think I would lie about it?
She didn't die. And like he like throws the blade to the ground as it clatters on like anger. You're not about to tell me that I've spent the last 6 years in vain looking for her.
We lost her about 3 weeks ago. When the Baron attacked the castle of Camelot.
We'll
She was assassinated on the way out of the building while she was fleeing.
take me to a grave.
There isn't one.
Where's her body?
It was left behind.
At this point, he just, like, punches you. He goes for a punch immediately.
I'll take it.
You just take it?
Yep.
Okay. You take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Your best friend, and you left my daughter. Why? Body and all.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
And how would you treat your best friend? He looks to you, Meredith.
No. But if I was a parent, I will raise hell for taking that life. Someone took something like that from mine. No. That anger should be directed at them.
You're right. I'm gonna ask again. Where is the ship headed? And what is your mission?
I'm going to Calvin, to the grave of my father and my ancestors, and to raise an army.
Well, my memory of where maps is correct, then it's not too much of a discourse to take us to anywhere in Grandevere. Where did you leave her body?
The steps of Camelot. As we were in pursuit by the Baron.
Alright.
And since then, all of my companions are either dead, disappeared, or killed. And as of right now, and I died! So, let's just say,
Right.
pardon me for not being overly emotional right now. I'm going through a lot.
We'll
I
make
have my
our way.
purpose, and I have a course, and that thing, I point towards the generator, is helping me. I am the Marquis of Estus and heir to the Dukedom of Calvin. I've challenged the Baron by giving myself this title, and I aim to overtake him.
Sounds like we could have a similar goal.
Seems
But
that
we're
way.
stopping by Camelot first. My daughter must be treated with the rights of our people.
It's going to be very difficult. The Baron laid a one-man siege to the castle of Camelot, destroyed all of its guardians on the inside, exiled the queen and the princess who is my fiancée, and Camelot is still on lockdown because of a siege of a giant, ancient white dragon. What you're asking is a lot and nigh impossible, without risking the lives of everyone here.
Some of that can be scouted out. You've never had air support before. And he looks to the rest of the winged elves. We can scout out, give you information, help you inside that way. And something tells me that I have a hard time believing even the Baron would not be able to get out, or would be stuck in Camelot.
I don't think
Or
he's
to be
stuck in
quickly
Camelot.
expelled.
I think the Baron's probably gone at this point. Hopefully.
So that's one less thing to worry about.
Then again, he also did come through a portal very easily, and he just opened it right in the middle of the castle, which I believe has magic protections against such a thing. So if he did want an army there, he could have one.
Sounds like we'll have to be that much more careful.
Will I know if... Will I know about the attack on Camelot? Or was it more like a coup?
You know what? It's a fairly recent event. Why don't you give me, this would have been as you're kind of traveling around, what sort of rumors you would have overheard here and there. I would say,
It
give me a
didn't disrupt the
perception.
entire ball.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, yeah.
at the end of the ball.
It was a
so-
flashy thing. It wasn't something that could very easily be kept under
Like
wraps.
a subtle... Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give
like
me,
right when everyone was leaving, it started
Okay.
getting violent, so everyone was on the way out the door.
give me a
Okay.
perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Because news travels fast in this part of the world.
Right.
Perception
I will
check?
just roll it on here instead of using the dice, just so...
Okay.
Since this might be funny.
Okay.
Nice.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
No way!
Yep, 26.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Okay, I love it. First natural 20 of the session. Meredith, you have learned to keenly gear in to what people are saying and what's what. Ever since you started being a little bit more present in the, shall we say, the kind of normal part of the world, you know? You recall several individuals talking about the night. And actually, you recall a pretty crazy attack. One of them claims to have seen a vampire be evaporated by radiant energy. One of them, we're talking tall tales about the Baron coming outside with 10 steeds and 5 vicious hounds that looked like they were from hell. And you can definitely tell there's an amount of tall tale to this as you hear these rumors. I would also say that... what sort of insight would this grant you? I would say that you would be well aware that the security has gone up substantially, but more so surrounding the palace.
Okay.
It's not the city. I would also say you've heard that the dragon has not been seen for weeks at this point at that location.
Okay. And that the attack was mainly on the castle.
Yes.
Okay.
And it wasn't really even a full-out attack. It was more like the more you get to the bottom of it, the more it's like, oh no, this was a display of power rather than necessarily an attack. An attack would have left a lot more wreckage.
Yeah.
And this was just him showing up and saying, I could kill you if I wanted. Is the vibe
A
you get.
flex.
Mhm.
It's a
It
flex.
was a flex. That was total flex.
Okay. And would I be keen to that, knowing? Because I want to make sure. Do I know of Reed and the Baron?
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Does that name Yeah.
Basically, his
Yes.
baby mama said, "Help me," and he stepped out and started swinging. That's what happened.
That's pretty much what happened, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mood. But when you mentioned that there was an attack on Camelot, you'll see Meredith kind of take a deep sigh. I'm sorry to bring up this conversation, but was there a figure of named Reed there?
Mavis Reed?
Yes.
Yes, she summoned the Baron. Almost killed her too, actually.
Oh,
Turns out she's also dabbling in something. But Jameis is dead. What do you know about Mavis Reed?
um, let's just say I have to return a favor.
Yes. A lot of people owe Mavis Reed favors. Well,
And I also have a question. Lucian,
mm,
how did you find and where did you find Hazash? Or maybe you, Sephiathan.
oh, you're referring to Tower, and I'm gonna say because I'm trying to keep his name under wraps because they've been, very careful, I guess, about not. I've been careful about not saying Sophiathan around the crew. Oh, the captain. Where did I find them? Interesting story. They're actually a ride out of Camelot. Apparently, Tower owed Lady of the Vale a favor, and Lady of the Vale wants me to succeed. So,
When you say the veil, he goes over to a table and just sits down and like slams his fist down and like the tankard rattles on the table and he's like, she's everywhere.
that
Would I
would-
know of that name?
Make a, you know what, make a history check. This is a little bit more this is more city folk than maybe you,
Okay.
but like if it's a high roll, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Probably won't. Oh, I don't have advantage, but that first one is 17?
17?
Yeah.
You vaguely heard of the Vale, which is it's kind of the criminal underground in the kind of the Grendavirian area. And maybe beyond. You're not, again, like you're most of your knowledge is in this locale. But vaguely familiar. As far as you're concerned though, it was mainly like tales to keep kids in bed at night, like, oh, there's dangerous assassins, don't leave your homes. It's very like fear mongering, or like even like the scary German fairy tale type shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh yeah, she's very much everywhere, and has tried to recruit me several times, as well as my companions. But now it seems she's just it may be easier to lead me in a certain direction. So it looks like she's supporting my efforts from the shadows without me actually owing her anything, which I'm sure will come back to haunt me.
Lovely.
Yeah. By the way, just between you and me, cannot fight, Mistress of the Vale. Worthless in a fight.
Really?
Yes, when the Baron attacked, she was there with her associates. I don't think she did anything.
Well, some of us are more suited to different things than just physical combat.
It's true.
Clearly,
But I
her
did find-
connections are
Her value, yes.
beyond anything that I'm aware of.
Yes, that is correct.
And your name was Meredith, I caught earlier? It's kind of hard to hear from behind the talons.
Yes, Meredith the Thornhearted.
The Thornhearted, you have a title.
Yes, and I would really appreciate if you remember it.
He kind of leans over to Lucian. Pretentious.
We're not friends.
Don't ruin the moment.
You're making a moment, and I'm ruining it.
All
Anyway,
right, well, the Thornhearted.
So you're not gonna rob me?
I think we're past that, aren't we, boys? And he says boys, but you can definitely see there's some feminine figures in his crew, and they all kind of like you get a vague yeah, fine, but there's like one in particular, and she just kind of like sneers, like this is happening again.
This is a normal occurrence.
We're not following through with the ship we were gonna fucking rob. Great. Business as casual. Like, it's very, like, she is irritated as fuck.
All right. Is his name Graham? You said Graham?
Gaiam.
Gaiam.
Yeah.
All right. Gaiam. You're the father of my sister. And it seems our goals align, and I would gladly accept your help in my quest for vengeance. If you're willing.
I was about to say, I haven't quite offered yet, but
You said our goals align.
they do. I want my daughter. I want to give my daughter proper funeral rites. That is my first priority, and I'm gonna be honest, that's where I'm going first. So you all can get
Hold
my
on.
help if you come with me, or
I'll come with you, because I would very much like a proper farewell. And do something right, other than just a quick goodbye, and then being drunk on a ship for 2 weeks thinking about it.
Mhm.
So, if it's fine with the captain, I think we're heading in the direction of Camelot anyway. Just takes a few days off. I'm sure something could be arranged.
we can.
Plus, I have to probably explain this. I'll point out my teeth to my fiance.
One of our we also have some funeral rites for some of our own. We can make it a group thing.
I believe you have a temple to a god of yours there in Camelot?
Ugh. Like just this ugly groan. That's for those of us who weren't exiled.
Well, considering it's more of a tourist attraction, I think the only one who'd worship would be exiled. You don't
can
really see
look.
it.
We can see if it's any good. Probably hardly resembles.
What it's supposed to be.
You said it, not me.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like religion is really the main forte of this entire continent. Seems like a lot of people have just kind of given up on that kind of thing.
Till you go north a little bit, but
It's a little more superstitious for my taste than more formalized divinity, I guess.
so back to Camelot then.
Meredith, you said.
Yes.
And your stake in this is a ring?
Now it's a little bit more. But the ring would be much appreciated. I do have business in Camelot as well.
Again, glance at Gaiam. Well, Captain, I'd like to request a change of course to Camelot.
You look over, and like the 3 squirming bodies are now just kind of like conked out. You can see like the heavy breathing, but like something took a massive toll on their constitution, and they are out. You see Snitch is like getting ready to kind of pick Tower up, and starts to carry him to his cabin.
Snitch!
Yeah.
We're going to Camelot.
He looks down at Tower and looks at the bird and Meredith and you, Lucian, and Gaiam and the other winged elves, and looks back to Tower. And you can just see like the headache that is, what is this update going to be when he wakes up?
I'll walk over to him and I'll grab Tower. You plot a course and I'll take him down with our guest. It's too bright out here anyway.
Right. Just that one over there points to the door.
Okay.
And then he looks to Gaiam and Meredith. I'm gonna be honest, we haven't had someone to accurately chart courses on our ship for a while.
Forgot about that.
Any of you gifted in astronomy, navigation?
What would that be, Kyle?
It would be a wisdom-driven skill. There are navigator's tools. And you know what? I would also like. Well, first of all, like, what is your wisdom score?
Wisdom 16.
16. Okay, you probably could fake your way through it. This is not a super. It's not a super long trek by any means.
Okay.
So you could probably figure out with a high enough roll.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have survival.
Yeah. That would
I'm
get
not
right
trained
along with
in it,
it.
but I do have it.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay, let's see. This is normal, not advantage. Let's see how this might be. 14.
Okay. As the night rolls over, and the stars show themselves, you're able to identify relatively easily. It takes you a bit longer, and while you're kind of like writing notes, almost like from memory, kind of like, okay, wait, what do the stars look like at this time? Just kind of going back through your mental stores of information. You also like occasionally catch out of the side the sneering winged elf, who just kind of like every time she looks at you, she's just like very much like a beginner, newbie, doesn't know what she's doing. Hilarious. Doesn't ever offer any help, but is very like snobbishly like,
Do I know what language she speaks?
You could speak a language to her and just see if she responds.
Okay. I will speak in Abyssal.
Okay. What do you say?
Instead of snaring, you can also be of actual use.
I want a charisma check. Just a flat charisma check.
Just a flat charisma.
Yeah.
18.
So as you're like, to you, the abyssal is just like rolling off your tongue. but like abyssal is a harsh sounding language.
It
Like
is.
it's not smooth. And as you're like speaking, as she looks like she all of a sudden goes from sneering like to like, oh my god, what are you invoking over? Are you cursing? Like it's very like, oh shit, hits her face, and she's like in kind of the common language of this world. She goes back. I don't know what you just fucking said. But you can keep your curses to yourself, witch.
I just give her the biggest smile, showing my fangs. Then keep your snares to yourself. And I keep looking up at the stars, trying to navigate.
Whatever. She kind of like walks away, and out of the corner of your eyes, you can see she's like inspecting her body for something. Like, am I marked? Like, very much.
You've been hexed.
But you're able to eventually plot a course. It's not like a super quick trip. And I'll have to double check here the time frames for that. But as the night rolls on, Lucian, did you have anything specific that you wanted to do while getting Tower 2's bed?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, if it's nighttime, I guess I'd have to go out on deck and then we brought a couple people with us who were going to be feeding sources, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of have to do that, and I'll get... Oh, I guess they're knocked out, so I can't ask them for help. I'll just starve tonight. It's fine.
As you're...
I guess I'll die.
They don't speak the same language, and I can't just walk over like, here, you point, go to deck, and then start biting into your arm. I can't just do that, you know? So, like...
Now.
You, as the night stretches on, you make your way back up to the top deck, and Gaiam pulls out a hefty flask containing something strong smelling within it, and kind of like shares little sips with his crew, then pulls out a second one and takes a swig from it and offers it to you first, Meredith.
I sniff it. Does it just smell like regular alcohol, or is it like a very special brew?
You know what? Let's you have some fae. You have some fae in you. I want to see. Let's say perception check. Let's just see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the fae are.
Okay.
You do find things.
Okay, 12.
No, it's nothing special, but it's real strong. It'll take the edge off real quick.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take it. I'll take a slurp.
All right. A slurp. He kind of looks to you like, oh, that's interesting. Passes it on to Lucian.
So we're kind of sitting in a circle with a bunch of winged elves, or they're just kind of around?
They're kind of scattered around a little bit. Some are very clicky off. There's like a group of 3 of them that are that are very very like they've all got like kind of this narrowed eye to each other, and are kind of like, you know, there's a lot of like touching going on over there between the 3 of them, and then in another corner you have 2 of them, including the really sneery winged elf, and she's just kind of like looks to be kind of like bitch talking the rest of everybody else. Like the 2 of them are just like, it's the very much Mean Girls energy over in the corner, but yeah, largely just kind of off on their own circles.
Yeah.
Gaiam has engaged with you guys.
Okay, yeah, probably kind of isolated towards the front of the ship a little bit, slightly.
Okay.
I'd probably have my my Fey root pipe
Mhm.
and smoking. And he comes over and offers a drink, right?
Yep. Here. We've got a few days before we hit the mainland.
I'll take a swig. What is it? With my refined palate.
This is pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
This is like moonshine, like real fucking strong moonshine.
All this. Ugh. Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I guess it's a deviation from the cultured drinks you're used to.
Well, I do have a few strong things, and I'll take out a couple goblets out of the pouch.
Oh, you just got casual goblets. Yes.
So me, him, and Meredith, and I'll take out the last bottle of brandy.
Okay.
As I used all 14 bottles of wine like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, you did.
Not just me, it was the whole crew.
Yeah, yeah,
I did
I
not
remember.
drink
I
14.
was about to say, really? Just 14 back to back?
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
The crew, yeah, I was about to say, you have a very high loyalty rating with the crew right now.
yeah, I know. They love me. This is probably why they didn't throw me off the ship when I told Snitch we were changing course. Snitch, we're changing course.
It did have an impact.
Right. Okay. He gave us a lot of booze. I guess we're okay. And I'll pour this pretty nice brandy.
Okay.
This brandy we got up north when running from the White Dragon. Is when.
Why are you
August time.
talking like me now?
Because sometimes I do that.
You know that's kind of offensive, right?
Yeah, well.
Meredith chuckles
Sometimes
at
it's
that.
easy to mimic others, especially when you're on the road for a while. It makes people sometimes a little more comfortable. And it's just a habit I got into back when I was working with the Watchful Eye before they all died. That was a thing. But this brandy I got up north while we were running from a white dragon. And it was actually your daughter and I robbed a entire bar while the city was being destroyed. So we had to get provisions, and this seemed very important at the time. So, and that's actually her goblet, and that I gave to him.
You can see a little smirk on his face. Was she good at it?
Drinking? Yeah.
Well, more so snatching things.
We didn't make too much of a habit of it in the time. We got 14 bottles of wine. Well, no, I think we got about 20 bottles of wine pretty quick. And provisions. Nothing too valuable, but
I'm gonna say she started to sound a little bit like her old man there.
yeah. Well,
Probably for the best you didn't make it too much of a habit, though. Make a lot of enemies that way. Takes a swig, takes the goblet, takes a little bit of swig. Ooh. Very nice.
here you go, Meredith. I'll give her a goblet as well.
Meredith, knowing that she does not drink a lot, unfortunately, she would just like dip a clawed pinky in.
It's a little bit little tamer than what he gave you.
She'll just kind of drink it like that, very awkward.
Like
dipping
almost
her
like the
finger
nail
in.
is like a spoon, like a.
Yeah, just
Have you ever clawed use those things as weapons over there?
many times actually.
How about you? You got any enemies? You seemed to perk up right when we were talking about Reed earlier.
Yeah. How do you know Reed?
Mm. She. Well, my mother wasn't too very happy when this Reed decided to send someone to get herself out of the deal.
Oh? She made a deal with your mother?
Yes.
What for?
My mother wasn't very too keen on giving that information. But mostly whenever mortals like to seek help, there's always something kind of inspired by greed or lust, money, whatever.
Mortals?
Yes.
And what are you then?
Well, I have my mother's blood. So, I wouldn't technically say mortal. I wouldn't say immortal. Something of another kind.
So your mother is some sort of deity, god, or something that's been forgotten about?
Not a deity, but very powerful ancient creature. Strong, too.
Right.
I don't know. Have you heard of? I don't know. Well, Gethel.
Your mother is Gethel Beatrix?
Yes.
What?
Oh. Is that? I don't know. What is this energy? Is it?
Surprised and shocked.
Well, yes.
Well, let's see.
Hmm.
What?
Lucian, in this moment, like in this shock, you just have like your brain harkens back to the memories of Gethel and your mother, and now Cypress' son has now met with Gethel's daughter. Just an interesting thought through your head.
Have you met her?
Yes, actually, the first time I met Gethel, we were tied to a pole together in the frigid cold in a prison. And
Yeah.
I let her out. And she thought I was seducing her, which I was, but I also wasn't. She was
Well,
missing quite a few teeth. So sorry for that, but I let her out. I actually still have the makeshift lockpick that I use, and I'm gonna pull out the feather lockpick that I made with the with an arrow. Wow, that's yeah.
well, now I must remember your name. And what was it? I'm sorry. I just let it drift
Lucian.
away with the wind. Lucian.
Lucian. Apparently, my mother was a good friend of Gethel, and she actually was able to teach me a bit of the magic I know as I was coming into it.
Yes, my
So,
mother is a very good teacher.
apparently, I have some magic in my blood on my mother's side, and well, unfortunately, she was very helpful, but unfortunately, she upset August quite a bit, and August got a little emotional, and me supporting my
Be
sister.
careful what you say. Be careful what you say.
Hey, she was my sister. She, and me being in support of her, had to choose, her or Gethel, who knew my mother, and was a magic teacher. And I chose August. And so we, accidentally ransacked her entire store, and she was probably going to kill us, but then a bunch of things mixed together. August was infused with some sort of energy, and Gethel ran away. And
My mother ran away.
yes, she saw what had happened to August in that moment, and was recognized and was knowing, and she departed quickly. So, but there's a lot I could have learned from her, but our terms might are. I don't know if we have the best of friendship at the moment.
Yeah, my mother does sometimes hold a grudge. Living long. Mm. But, well then, sometimes fate has an interesting way of intertwining the threads.
You said you're at this point. I also, just to kind of backtrack, the Voluntor has left. These creatures are flighty; they do their own thing.
Yeah,
But passing friends.
party on.
Guy, exactly. Um, Gaiam looks to you, Meredith. You said your mother has strong magical gifts.
Yes. Likes to give out deals once in a while.
Can I talk to you for a brief moment?
We're talking now, but sure.
I mean, and he looks towards Lucian. Just privately.
Sure. Boy, I'm hungry, and I'll walk to the back of the ship, I guess.
Okay. Kind of scooches a little bit closer to you, Meredith. What's the greatest thing you've ever seen your mother do?
That is a list. Well, it depends. In terms of, give me in what realm?
Oh, we're surrounded by vampires, and this necromantic engine.
Yes, that.
How
Oh,
about death? Life and death.
well, definitely, that's a thing. Well, when it comes to what she had told me, when it comes to life and death, it's always give and take. If you want a life, you must give one.
I want you to make an insight check.
All right. I will do this online. Yay! Let's see. Gaia, what are you thinking?
And I also...
Did it roll? No, it didn't. Let me see. Oh, there you go. 20. It was a
You
delayed
also-
20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yep, dirty 20.
He looks towards you. And you can tell, you can tell, you've seen mortals do this before. And he is probably looking, he's asking about what kind of magic could possibly bring his daughter back. That's where his brain is going.
I will kind of inch a little closer. And I will stare at the goblet and very small, not menacing or any type of offensive way, but she will speak. A parent's love for their child is one of the most holiest things in this world.
You speak from experience. I can tell.
Yes. And it is our duty to make sure that they are safe and well. What would you give to see your daughter again?
Kind of takes a moment. Do you think she'd take my wings as payment?
I look at his wings. What do they look like?
His wings are stark white. They are almost gleaming in the moonlight. There are two moons in the world of Z. There's a red and a blue, and both are kind of shimmering perfectly off of these blank white wings that are like a canvas in this situation. They're almost angelic.
Is it safe to say that his wings are like his soul? Or an
I would
equivalent?
say you don't necessarily know him well enough to know that, but considering that, this would be like a history check, I think.
Okay.
Give me a
Not
history
trained
check.
in history.
Yeah.
Let's see. She's like kind of appraising his wings.
Yeah.
Why is it such a delayed history? Okay, yep, 2. Nope.
No, you don't recall much about the history and the culture of the winged elves, other than like they are almost non-existent.
Okay,
Like
they're rare.
they're extremely rare, and the fact that there are 7 in the same place is obscene. This is like
Okay.
a once in like an elvish lifetime kind of circumstance.
Okay. After appraising his wing, she does like the rare and mysterious things. She may consider it.
And I mean, I have to ask, because she doesn't sound like a creature who thinks and feels normally. But do you believe she loves you?
Good. Without a doubt.
I need a dexterity saving throw.
Alright. Oh boy. 21. Fast.
As he you see he pulls out a knife very quickly, and you can you can smell this chemical scent of poison on the blade as it as he tries to grapple you and hold it to your neck. 21. I need a second dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Let's do it again. 24.
With that, you dive out from underneath his arm, roll away, says, he shouts out into the sea, "Gethel! Come save your daughter!" And, Meredith, what do you do here? I'm curious.
Curiously. Yeah, because I have a feeling he's doing this because he wants his daughter, and I would do the same. But I will take a stance, but let me see, what can I do? Okay. I am going What would I do? Would I do persuasion or intimidation?
Sure.
Oh, but that's the question. You know, I'm gonna do intimidation.
Okay. What are you
It's
doing?
better.
What do you say?
I will, as the moonlight kind of hits, it's kind of shining down on the deck. Uh, you see that her shadow kind of twitches,
Mm-hmm.
and she will look directly at him. Guy, I'm going to only say this once, just for the sake of your daughter. Kneel.
He stared. What was your intimidation?
Let me roll. I didn't roll yet.
Mm.
Oh, let's see. Yep, normal. Okay, I want to make sure. Natural 20, 24.
He stares at you, and this resolve, this brash violence melts away. And he just you watch as like his body almost like gives out underneath of him. This is not like this solemn subtle kneel. It just right to the ground, like collapsed, not even fully up. And you just
I walk over to him and I'll place a clawed hand on his shoulder.
you feel his hand grasp yours before his head tilts up. He says, "Bring her here, please."
Nod to him. I will do what I can to make sure you see your daughter back. And I will walk away.
He just kind of like carefully rolls over and just kind of like crumbles. The emotions here are very real, albeit assisted with some alcohol.
Yeah. But I definitely, Meredith definitely feels it. Kind of as she walks away, she kind of, her memories of Silas and the last time she's seen Circe, it hits. And she does whisper. She does whisper to the night air. Mother, you're going to have to make one hell of a deal.
I'm always ready to broker a deal. Where are you, my dear?
On my way to Camelot.
Lovely.
There's a ship called the Surgeon. I've never been in the air before. This is interesting. You will like it.
I am very excited to meet your new friends. They are friends, yes?
Yes. For now.
That's my girl. Now, I do have a friend. Let me see. And you can hear almost like the ruffling of pages on the other side of this this momentary communication. You'll want to stop by an old diviner's shop. She is but a fragment of talent of mine, but we have an agreeable relationship. She can keep me from, unwanted attention in town. Be sure to visit her, and I'll be there along.
It's a
Of
fortune
course.
teller, isn't it?
And this name,
You can, Where the fuck is it in my notes?
Gabriel
here it
just
is.
screamed.
Yeah. There it is. I found it.
Sorry, is something in my throat, dearie?
Forella's fortunes.
Forella?
Gosh dang it. Okay.
And just so I have names, as you know, we do value those with whom we deal. Who have you met so far? What names can I have? Going into this, protect myself, dear.
Of course, Mother. A winged elf. Gaiman.
Interesting.
Hey, another name. I believe her name is August?
August.
I met the friend, Lucian. He claims to... spoke sweet words to you, Mother.
Are they both coming? August and Lucian?
I don't think August. Gaiam's daughter, unfortunately. She had passed.
Pity. Actually, don't tell anyone this, but I have my own deal to follow through with regarding Lucian. This is information you will never tell anyone. But his mother was beyond kind to me in a time of need. So to him I will see. But if this August, well, we'll see how she comes into the deal, won't we?
Yes. No. We will see you soon, Mother.
It is always lovely to hear from you, darling.
You see, well, if anyone's watching Narrative, will just like have the biggest smile. So happy to talk to her mother.
Puncture some hearts for me.
I will, Mother.
With love.
With love. Kisses.
The wind passes by, and you can almost hear like the crack of like a tree trunk shattering at its base kind of echo along the wind. This kind of ominous sound, which you've come to associate with your mother.
Mother's love.
And as this wraps up, Lucian, you go over to the side. Snitch kind of comes over to you. So, what exactly are we going to tell the captain?
What, we're a week or so away from Camelot? Well, you're supposed to go where I wanted, right?
That's
I
the
guess
plan.
I'm supposed say I want to go to Camelot now, and we'll go with that. Maybe this time we'll have enough time to repair the ship and get decent provisions as opposed to running away as fast as we can.
Sounds like a plan. We
It's
will.
closest port, right?
Yep, closest that I'm aware of.
Maybe you can hire yourself a navigator too.
Be nice. Someone who actually knows what they're doing. Although, these notes Meredith made are actually quite good. Kinda don't trust her, but it's a start.
Their constellations kind of weaved into like a little small cloth.
I love it.
She took time to stitch the map?
Yeah. Very gifted. Perhaps we can, utilize her gifts to bring about some coin. We're always looking for more of that around here. Although we don't technically trade.
You
More
do when you get
take.
to port.
Anyways, I vote that we have a watch between those of us who are established. I don't
Well,
trust these new people.
well, I've recently adjusted to the nightlife, so I'll be on first watch. As long as we have someone watching in the morning and... Oh, I guess we threw the person who fell asleep. The captain threw... What's the name overboard?
I already forgot. Was it Lance?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think
don't-
Lance we fed to the waves. The waves that could speak. Yeah, that was a night.
I don't really know many of your names yet, so... Sorry.
Well, maybe we'll have a little bit more intentional time with each other. At this point, one of the Shatterkai elves, the brawny woman with kind of the short cropped hair, all of them have kind of this jet black, slicked hair with these kind of grayish complexions of varying darkness, and kind of comes over and in an unknown language speaks a few words and kind of rolls up her sleeve and holds it out for you, Lucian.
Snitch.
Yeah?
I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
Don't let me kill this woman.
Do I need to grab some garlic, or...
I don't know how it works. Don't let me kill her.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna try feeding.
He kind of goes back and puts you in like a bit of a headlock almost, and like with the left arm around your waist and like...
Don't touch me! Stop it! Don't grab my neck.
Sorry, I was misreading signals, my bad.
No, don't let me kill her. It doesn't mean touch me.
Oh. Right. Go ahead. You start feeding, and you're not low health, right?
No.
No.
No. I'm
You're
basically full health.
Okay.
I'm real hungry.
Yeah.
So, I'm probably gonna get... Let me, don't really know how to control it very well, so, let's roll damage. Hopefully we won't kill a lady.
Just a random body drops and it's found on the deck.
Yeah. Alright, 14 magical piercing damage.
On
her arm. Her arm's gone.
You watch as, like, almost the moment your teeth impact the arm, the color drains from, like, a good quarter of her body surrounding that arm. And she just, like, like her eyes go wide and like slightly lull, and like just the sheer quick pain, iciness of it. And she looks to you, and like the instinctually, like you feel her muscles tense like around your teeth as they pull taut, and like when you finish, you're able to remove yourself.
Well, if I finish, that's the problem. Based off my background, I think it's only fair that I have to roll to see if I can stop.
All right, you know what? That's fair. Give me a wisdom save.
Yep.
I'm gonna say you're near full health. So technically that puts you in a state that is a little bit more agreeable. So I'm gonna give you advantage, I would say.
Okay.
But you do still have a saving throw.
Okay. I think it'd be pretty easy here. Yeah, that'll do it. 18.
18. You feel the elation of the blood just absolutely going into your body, and you have to release. It's an unpleasant experience, like just the tinge of almost a withdrawal, but you're able to maintain control of yourself. She looks to you and like, oh my god, that was way more than I bargained for.
Yeah, and I'll look at her and I'll just I guess I'll take a step back and I'll do a noble bow in the manner befitting of my house. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's, since she doesn't speak any languages we know, I guess a gesture is probably the best thing to do.
She kind of like emulates it. The hand is like not quite in the right place, but she does emulate your bow. And like kind of just nods and walks away. As she's walking away, your vision flickers. And you get a flash of a memory as you see a younger version of her, and one of the children in their kind of unit, in their family unit. The three older figures all kind of crowded around these two identical babies. Black hair, Shadowkai elves, dark eyes when they open. One of them is almost like humming, like these are less than a year old, and one of them seems to be almost kind of humming out of the womb a little bit. Terribly, but some semblance of music. Haunting, eerie, and the vision vamps out.
Vamps out.
You okay? Snitch addresses you.
I'm dead.
Right. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you do that.
And you all retire for at least a moment. And I think that's a good place to end session today. So, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.